Howdy guys, Bookie Laura here. Now if you watched my recent goals for 2018, you will have seen that one of my goals for this year is to become sort of more aware of new releases that are happening this year, and that gave me the idea of starting a kind of series about the new middle grade releases. So this is my first go at that series. So this is episode number 1 of middle grade book releases that I'm excited about, or something snappier, but that'll do for now. Now this is not by any stretch sort of all of the middle grade books that are being released. That would take an absolutely insane amount of time because there are always so many new books being released that are amazing, but it's a small selection, and I've limited myself in this video to 6, a small selection of books which are coming out in January, which I am particularly excited about and that I think you should be excited about. So, now the first book which I am very, very excited about, so excited about that I've already got it on pre-order, that's the word, pre-order, is Skychasers by Emma Carroll. Now, Letters from the Lighthouse, which was a book of hers, was one of my favourite books that I read last year, and I think that I share that excitement about this. I've read other books of hers which have been set in time periods which I'm not such a big a fan of, but this one I think is going to be the return to a time period that I love and with an author that I love. Now obviously I haven't read any of these books, but I'm just going to give you a brief summary of what they're about in my opinion and why I think you should read them. So this book follows the main character, I believe is a pickpocket named Magpie. She meets through assorted means, she meets a character called Pierre. It's set in France, in Paris, which I think is cool as well, because I'd like to sort of have the idea of visiting different countries through books, and I think that Emma Carroll will do that really, really well. I think that she is able to create settings and transport you to them. So I'm really excited to see how she transports me there. And basically it's their sort of tale of their journey to become the first people to travel by hot air balloon, which I think is just awesome. I mean, she bases her books a lot in history, and I think there will be, from what I understand, a lot of science invested in it, and I just think, I know it's going to be an amazing book because Emma Carroll is a fantastic writer. I know that she's going to transport me to Paris in a way that is just going to blow my mind, and I'll probably have to go there afterwards, and I know that she's also going to, you know, give me a lesson at the same time in a subtle way, and I think that's going to be really cool. As I said, it's out on the 4th of January, although I've already seen it in loads of shops, whatever that's about, and I've got it on pre-order and I'm really excited, so I will be reviewing that and letting you know what I think of it very soon. Another book, which is apparently out on the 4th of January, and I have seen in the shops today, is Sky Song by Abi Elphinstone. Now I think for me this is a total cover sell. I think when I've seen the book all over Twitter and the book just looks beautiful. I saw it in the bookshop today and it has that sort of green edging down the side of the book which just looks beautiful, and it's set in a sort of icy snow world called Erkenwald? And I think that setting, it reminded me a lot of Northern Lights and those kinds of books. That wintry snowy setting just, I think, is really fascinating in books, and I love it. Anyway, the book is set in Erkenwald, or something less intense sounding, which is a world, an icy, snowy world which is ruled by an ice queen, like, obviously. And the story follows Esker and Flint, who are the main characters, and their journey to sort of overcome her by unleashing this song which can overpower the ice queen. As I said, it's a total cover sell for me. The cover is beautiful, the book looks amazing, and I'm really looking forward to reading it. But also, what I'm loving that comes out in a lot of these middle grade books is that tale of friendship between boys and girls. I adore it because so often YA books are ruined with insta-love and, oh, boys and girls always fall in love when they meet, and it's just not real. They don't. They make great friendships, and sometimes that becomes love. So I'm really excited by it as a friendship tale as well. Next book that I'm really excited about is The 1,000-Year-Old Boy by Ross Welford. This is, it says, comes out on the 11th of January, and basically it follows the story of Alfie Monk, who is a 1,000-year-old boy, like the title says. From what I understand, he can hark back to life in Viking times. He's been living a really long time, but nobody ever believes him. But then, obviously, as always happens in books like this, tragedy strikes, everything he knows, everything that he loves and cares about is utterly destroyed, and he has to go about changing his world. And one of the ways he's going to have to change it is to no longer live forever, to find a way to basically make sure that he dies one day. You know, tragic. I think for me it was the title that most intrigued me about this book, but then also the tragedy element. I know that's terrible, isn't it? Nobody should want to read about a tragedy, but I think that we all do. Only because we want to see it overcome, and yeah, I'm very intrigued by it. Another book that I'm very, very excited about, and these next two follow a kind of theme, is Women in Sport by Rachel Ignotofsky, I think. And the strapline, the sort of subtitle for it is 50 Tales of Fearless Women in Sport, or something like that. And it's telling real life stories of things that women have done in sport, which are just simply amazing. And it's got examples of Serena Williams and Claire Balding, but also lesser known sporting wonders as well. I think for me there's a little part of me that's disappointed that we need books like this in this day and age, but then a bigger part of me that's really excited, because actually I think that in my head, and in most people's heads, we know that women are just as amazing as men, but so often when you create a book about something like this, amazing sports stars, they tend to be very male heavy, and so I'm disappointed that there has to be a book that's just about women, but equally excited about, you know, the message that that's giving, that there are a load of amazing women out there and it's about time we started celebrating them. On a similar note then, there's also a book coming out which is called Rebel Voices by Louise Stewart. I'm not sure whether this counts as middle grade or not, I haven't investigated that fully, but I'm including it anyway. This book, when I read about it, it's just a feminist dream. It's basically a story of history and the women who have fighted for the right to vote. And it's basically it's taking all of those women who were considered rebels and who were standing up for things and retelling it in a way that's going to make it more accessible, I suppose. And it's also beautifully illustrated as well. So again, it's the kind of book that we shouldn't need, but actually it's such an important story, and I'm really glad that we are telling these stories and telling them to young girls and young boys and changing sort of mindsets from a young age. I think that's so important. And then the final book, which is coming out this month, which I'm also super excited about, is The Light Jar by Lisa Thompson. Again, this is a book that I've seen thrown about on Twitter so much, for so long. Everyone and his dog seems to have read it, and I haven't, but it looks amazing. It tells the story of Nate and his mum, who for some reason have to go away into hiding, which I always used to sort of fantasize when I was younger about running away and hiding, and I don't know why that would be so appealing to me, but the idea of SAS survival and lighting fires and stuff. Anyway, so they, for whatever reason, have to go away and hide, and I think that is always quite exciting. But then his mum goes off to find supplies or provisions, and then doesn't return, and it's very, very scary and dark and lonely, I suppose. And then he sort of finds solace and finds security with a mysterious young lady. Yeah, it's that tale of friendship and bravery and overcoming all odds, I suppose. I think the survival-y element of it is intriguing, but also, once again, it appears to be, on the face of it, a really fantastic tale of friendship. And I love middle grade fiction for this exact thing, boys and girls and amazing friendships. Oh, and Lisa Thompson also wrote The Goldfish Boy, which was a really popular book, so you may have heard of that. So those are 6 books, 6 middle grade books, which are coming out in January, and I am super excited about. Do let me know if you have read any of them or if you are getting them, because I want to know whether I should buy them. Are they going to live up to my expectations? Who knows? Also, let me know if there are any books coming out in January that you think should have been added on this list, because I am not infallible. I know that's shocking, but I'm not, and I probably missed some, and I would love to be made aware of all the ones that I've missed. This is a series that I'm hoping to continue. I sort of thought about, okay, what what is unique about me and BookTube, and it is that I'm a school teacher, and it is that I read a lot of middle grade fiction, and I really want to motivate children to read, and I thought that this could be a series that children could watch. It could make them more aware of new books that are coming out and hopefully get them reading them. So please do, and if you do read them and you're in my class, then please lend them to me afterwards because I really want to read them. Thank you. Let me know what you think of this series, let me know everything, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.